It's like ass cheeks. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday. You're back at the castle with the Queens of the Yard. It's your girl, Sheena. What's up, you guys? Queens of the Yard celebrates the women who reign with purpose, pride, and power across HBCUs, from campus queens to community leaders, and now the queens behind the sports spirit and spotlight. Each episode highlights women shaping HBCU legacy on and off the field. Hosted by me, Sheena, Queens of the Yard blends sisterhood, stories, storytelling, sports, and unapologetic culture to amplify the brilliance of HBCU women, past, present, and with every crown tells a story. Here at Queens of the Yard, we have been celebrating our kings over the last couple of weeks. And I just wanted to say, what's up, you guys? Happy holidays. Jingle bells, all Batman smells. Petey is the king of the yard. Y'all know if that camera's on, Petey's in the building. It's like he can smell when the camera comes on. Hey, Petey. What's up, Petey? We're going to jump right into it. What's up? Where you guys at? Where y'all at? How was y'all holidays? Throw in the chat how your holidays were. Did you get any fun HBCU gear for the holidays? Did you get any acceptance letters? I saw A&T sent out Christmas acceptance letters. All my Facebook feed is full of A&T acceptance letters. So shout out to A&T because that's one of the best Christmas gifts you can get. Tell me about somebody who's waiting on an acceptance letter. So I'll tell y'all first, since it's nobody here really. I applied for Jackson State University. They have a sports management program online, and I applied. So hopefully Sheena gets in. I'm really excited about that. So thinking about different people who are wanting to go to HBCUs, I saw that former NBA All-Star Isaiah Thomas, like the young one, not the old one, not the one that played with Jordan, the young one, Isaiah Thomas, sent social media into a frenzy when he talked about how he wished he had an HBCU experience. And I can tell you, as someone who has lived a full adult life before becoming an HBCU graduate, what it's like to kind of want that feeling, to want to be a part of the HBCU experience. So Isaiah Thomas said, I wish I got to experience what an HBCU is like. My kids are at least doing the college visits to an HBCU. So over the course of just a few hours, he had 73,000 views, drawing attention to not just his NBA pedigree, but what it represents. Like, HBCUs are all the buzz right now. And like, I feel you, Isaiah. I'm into it because like I am an HBCU graduate, and it's not enough. It's not enough to just have undergrad. Now I want to go for graduate school as an HBCU graduate. Like, I don't want just one. I want all of them. And y'all know I'm a big Jackson State fan. I have been a fan of Jackson State since I went to the Chris Paul Invitational out in Vegas a couple of years ago. And they're freaking their alumni base, like, I want to be part of the alumni. So I totally get it. And then as you go through life as a non-HBCU grad, you start to gravitate towards it. It's like, this feels like a part of me. I want to be a part of this thing because I feel it, right? Like, I totally get it. So we had our, HBCU Game Day. Totally Carr put together an article. So make sure you check that out on HBCU Game Day. And of course, our HBCU community was welcoming with open arms. We had Lavelle Moten say, NC Central family, we would love to host you. So we know that there are quite a few NBA stars that have gone on to HBCUs. We have, of course, Chris Paul is a WSSU graduate. And you guys know that Chris Paul and I graduated together. He sat right behind me at graduation. We were both graduates of WSSU, fall of 2022. And then you also have, what's my boy that's at A&T? Why is his name slipping my mind right now? Oh my God, he plays golf, but he played basketball. He is like, it is so different being a part of the HBCU community. And then once you get friends and people that are a part of the HBCU community, it's like, what is happening? Like, you really, really get to be a part of it. JC, yes, I love. I have to get all of the Jackson State like verbiage down, because I'm telling you, I'm die hard, not bah humbug, not bah humbug. J.R. Smith, thank you, Chad, thank you. J.R. Smith, I couldn't get it. I don't know why I couldn't. I'm just too excited right now. I'm sorry. I'm so excited right now. But shout out to Mr. Isaiah Thomas for recognizing the value that comes along with being an HBCU graduate. It is like the notoriety that comes along with it, the just the pleasure, the satisfaction. Again, as someone who was an adult who had went through life, I retired and then joined the HBCU family at WSSU. One of the only active HBCU players, Javante Cook, was from WSSU. So I definitely am a part of the allegiance to HBCUs as a late stage HBCU graduate. And I don't know if I would have went through my whole life saying that I was an HBCU graduate, or I don't know how my life would have been if I went to an HBCU first versus going to the military and then corporate America. But yeah, Alonzo, hey Alonzo, what's up? So definitely, Earl Smith is his name, and you know we have some Earls at WSSU. So Thomas is from the West Coast, and there aren't many. That's a good point, that there aren't many HBCUs out there. I had even said when the Chris Paul Invitational was out in Vegas, I was like, ain't no damn HBCUs in Vegas. What are we doing out here? I was a big advocate of bringing it back to the East Coast. So I'm really glad that it was back in the East Coast this year. It was in Atlanta. So I'm so excited that it is kind of home where it belongs, where we grow and we gravitate. But that is also to say that we should go way out. Like, we should be in like all 50 states. There should be an HBCU in Hawaii, okay? In Hawaii. What's up, Ferg? Oh, we got some folks in here. Javante, let them cook. I know that's right. So WSSU basketball is doing its thing right now, women and men. I'm really excited to talk about WSSU basketball right now. Right? What's up, Dr. Ferg? Dr. Ferg in the building. We famous, okay? We doing everything we need to do. I need to calm down. All my friends are here. But yeah, Isaiah, come on over. I can't say come over to the dark side because it's not the dark side over here. I mean, only in skin tone. Well, maybe not mine, but but welcome to the dark side. Like, this is really where it goes down, because not only do we have the athletics, like everybody like jumps to athletics, but like there is such a culture that comes along with it. Hornets Nation, let's go. What's up, Antonio? I'm so glad you guys are here. Make sure you like, subscribe, send this to your friends. Make sure your friends party people with us. Yeah. Yes, I love me some HBCUs. I laugh. I really, really laugh because last week I talked about how I was all into A&T band when I was in high school because I was a band geek. And let us know some of the queens we should interview. Yes, let us know. I know I got a stack of queens that I'm ready to interview, but if you guys have some folks y'all want to bring onto the show, let me know, because I can make those connections. We can make those connections so we can bring those folks on. I know I have I ain't gonna say 10 because I only got 5 hands, like 5 fingers on one hand, but I know at least 5 right now that I want to bring on, that I have talked to physically and met over the last couple of weeks and months. So okay, so here's who I want. Here's my dream list. I want Ty Floyd, of course. I got to meet her at the Band of the Year. Tiffany Dawn Sykes, which is like, she's goals for me. Like I said, I just recently applied to Jackson State University for their sports management program, because at some point I would love to be an AD, athletic director, associate athletic director, facilities manager. Facilities manager is really where I want to be. I have a background in entrepreneurship, in brick and mortar entrepreneurs. So buildings are my jam, and then people's safety are my second jam. So I would love to work with Tiffany Dawn Sykes and learn more about what it's like to fill a stadium or fill an arena full of capacity for people to support HBCUs. So let's see what we got. Yes, okay. I'm really like, I'm this close. I've finished my application. I got my statement of permits done. I got my letters of recommendation in. Like, I'm really excited. And this isn't my first time applying to grad school. I won't even talk about where I applied to grad school and they didn't let me in the first time. But everything happens for a reason. And I believe that the things that happened to me for a reason. And I just feel like I'm a tiger. I feel like I'm a tiger. So it was just a matter of time when I got to be a tiger. So I am really excited to hear either accept or deny, like whatever it is, we're going to keep trucking. We're going to keep moving. I'm always going to support my HBCUs. I'm always going to be a part of the things that need to happen to move the needle along for my HBCUs, regardless of what position I have in it. Okay. So let that just be known. Let that be known. We got Dr. Ferg in here chilling, a nice break to listen in from a scholar. Like, yes, please let this be a break. Ooh. I still need to calm down. Because we was talking about Isaiah Thomas. We wasn't talking about me. We wasn't talking about me. So, yes, Isaiah, come on over, because being a part of the HBCU family, it really is a family. I come from a military background, and if I have to think of like who my given family is, they're my Rams. They're my WSSU Rams. We got Steve Gaither. We got Alonzo in the chat. Like, those are my family. Those are my brothers. And I would punch you in the face behind them. So and there are some Tigers that I am very close to that I would really, really, Dr. Kelly at Albany State, that would be a really good interview because they just got a new coach over there. They had some coaching changes happening over the last couple of days that I would really love to talk about. We talked about Quinn Gray, who just went to FAMU, who was from Albany State. So, yes, we definitely want to get into that. Yes, you see the CIAA happening back here. I'm really excited for CIAA this year. Every year it is more and more and more and more and more. And I really love that it's in Baltimore. I really love the things that they're doing in Baltimore with Under Armour, with Collegiate Lux, with the local folks over in Baltimore. Virginia State has a big presence up there at the, my mind always goes blank when I'm on this. Always goes blank, but the museum that is there. So I really, really, really would love to, and of course, behold the green and gold of Norfolk State. So they're the MEAC. They're not necessarily CIAA, but they're in that area, and I'm definitely going to support them because I'm from the Tidewater area. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. So Norfolk State is definitely something that holds dear to my heart. I have a first cousin, that is a double major over at Norfolk State. She has her undergrad and her grad degree over at Norfolk State. So absolutely Spartans. And I've heard some things about that band. I've heard some things about the band. And I'm really excited to go into this year. I know you guys, have come off of a shaky season. It was a lot of excitement around Mike Vick and the team that came over with Mike Vick over at Norfolk State. So I'm excited. I'm not pissed about how the season went. Like, people need some time to get their footing in and to get their self settled into where things need to be. And again, being from Newport News, I'm a big Mike Vick fan. And I'm not even gonna say being from Newport News, I also am a Miami fan. So when Mike Vick went to Virginia Tech, and I wanted to go to Virginia Tech for ROTC. So y'all learn a lot about me on this podcast. There's a lot to learn about the kid on the podcast. But I was really excited when he got the job over at Norfolk State. My homeboy Elton Brown was a defensive coordinator over there, and I'm just really proud of the staff that they had. We had Toy Woodbury was there. Now he's the head coach of WSSU, and it is really exciting for me personally in the HBCU space. And I just really want to see these programs do well. I'm really, really into, I can't wait to see Norfolk State do like band stuff, all of the things. Yes, go Jackson Smith. I gotta calm down. Johnson C. Smith is on my brain. I see JSU and my brain goes through all of the Rolodex of JSUs, JCSU, JSU, all of the things. I got some really good friends down at Johnson C. Smith in Charlotte, and I've spent some really good time over there in the last season. I was able to go to their championship game for the CIAA. I was able to go to their homecoming, and then I'm going to Jackson State homecoming. I already have that planned. At the moment they release the freaking dates, I am there. And then, like I said, I applied. So I'm hoping to be a Tiger, okay? I want to be a Tiger. I'm literally manifesting it right now to be a Tiger. So I'm really excited for that. You see the jukebox. Where is the jukebox? The jukebox is Southern. That's Southern, but I'm here for the Sonic Boom too. I'm here for all the bands. I'm not even gonna hate. I can't pick. I'm not one that's gonna put one HBCU over the other. I'm here for all the HBCUs, and you all would learn that about me. It's just HBCU or nothing for me. There's none one better than the other. There's no competition for me. The only competition is HBCUs or not, and it's always gonna be HBCUs for me. So I'm really excited. And then speaking of HBCUs, we've been talking about the different talents in the different sports. So I know right now we're leaving football season, heading into basketball season. We're halfway through basketball season, doing all of the things for basketball season. I'm getting prepared for CIAA. I'm getting prepared for the swag basketball. So I'm really into basketball. But one thing I'm really, really into, I am the communication and marketing director for the HBCU FC championship that is going to be in Durham Memorial. So y'all be careful and be watching out for that. Let's see if I got a chance to talk to Russell Morgan, who is a Morehouse graduate, and he is leading up into the HBCU FC soccer classic that's again going to be at Durham County Memorial Stadium. And I had a chance to talk to him over the last week to learn more about it. And I told you guys I was going to be here, and I told y'all I was going to tell y'all more. So let's hit play and listen to me and Russell chat about the HBCU FC classic coming in April. We ready? Where's my producer? Producer, you ready? Uh-oh. We're managing logistics here. And you all know we love our technical difficulties over here. The MEAC, you know what? I think I need to pull up at the MEAC this year. If you want me to pull up at the MEAC this year, say so. Okay? Because I could take my talents over to the Tidewater. And I'm ready. Let's see. Hold on. Where is our interview? Uh-oh. We put it in the chat. Pull it up. I don't see it, Steve. Give me 1 second. Let's get this all together. Oh, no, his MacBook died. Oh, no. We had an interview with Russell Morgan. I wonder if I can do it. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not on my computer anywhere. So we'll bring that to you. Make sure to follow HBCU Game Day and follow myself. So we were able to talk through some of the, matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me pull it up because I got all this stuff together. HBCU, FC. If you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, if you follow my social media at all, you've been able to see the things that I have been putting together for HBCU FC. But HBCU FC, no, right? And MacBook got us together. Okay, no worries. We're gonna make sure that you guys get the content. But the HBCU FC is a production by myself and Russell Morgan. He is a Morehouse graduate, and soccer's his thing. He's the owner of Say Word FC. That is a part of TST. TST is a big semi-pro soccer tournament that goes on here in North Carolina. In Cary, North Carolina, there's $1 million tournament. And we have the opportunity to host all of our HBCUs. So if you're in an HBCU with a soccer program, whether it be intramural or collegiate varsity sport, we would love to see you. Definitely get in contact with me on any of my social media pages. I would love for you all to participate. But it is a 6v6 tournament on that Friday. And we'll go through and then have the opportunity to do a game, an exhibition game. And then on Saturday, we're doing a conversation, like how to get scouted. So we'll have an ID time, like ID program. So that way you can come in almost like a combine where you come in, you have your skills, you showcase your highlights, all of your stats, you bring all of that to the table. And we have scouts there. We have from HBCUs, from other college programs, from other semi-pro teams that give you an opportunity to make action in the things that you're doing. What's up, Ruben? What's up, Tassan? We are able to like put you together, and both, it's co-ed. It's a co-ed program. So we want women and men's there. This is a showcase for soccer players in general, if that are associated with HBCU. So like I said, our rec programs, our intramural programs, and our varsity programs that are all, we are hoping to get Virginia State down. We're looking at Tougaloo's hoping to come to participate. And then, like I said, scouts from all over the country, from different semi-pro soccer teams. So this is a way, a path forward towards getting you signed to a team. Soccer is a big thing when it comes to the things that we just don't do basketball. We just don't do football. Like, we're a plethora is one of my favorite words, a plethora of athletics when it comes to HBCU sports. And it's something that I really, really believe in. And I've had the chance to work with HBCU FC. We came out with the What If collection. So make sure you check out hbcufc.com. And we have all these soccer jerseys for our D1 schools right now. There's a FAMU soccer jersey. There's an A&T soccer jersey. So for most of our D1 programs right now, we have, just like I said, a What If collection. What if your school had a varsity soccer program? And it is definitely something we're trying to get into, because not everybody plays football, not everybody plays basketball. And we want to be a pathway towards that. We talk about, yes, shout out, no WSSU, not, please believe I've been on their heads about a WSSU, and that is in the second iteration. That is one of the first ones in the iteration. But there is another program. I want to say it is Legacy History Pride has a soccer jersey that is WSSU centric. They have their own FC line, but that's not them. But I'm gonna promote everybody because that's what I do. But there is a one that is dedicated to just soccer programs, like I said, whether it be intramural or a varsity or recreational at these HBCU programs. And it's something that we would love, because soccer is huge. FIFA is going to be here next year in America, right? We get the FIFA tournament, like the soccer tournament is coming to the United States in 2026. And we want to, I don't want to say capitalize, but we want to bring in, because A lot of those soccer players, a lot of soccer teams scout from smaller places. And it's a lot of us who play soccer. Okay. Soccer is one of the first sports I ever played, and it's one of the first sports my boys ever played. I have two sons, and they have both played soccer in their lifetime, and they both love soccer in their lifetime. So soccer is definitely something that I want to put onto the map, because like I said, there are more sports than football and basketball. And I know for our girls teams, we have volleyball. Volleyball is huge in the HBCU space. So if we can continue to reach out and then give opportunities, that's really what the HBCU FC Classic is really about, is giving men's volleyball. SIAC has men's volleyball. I didn't even know that. Now I got to go dig into that. I need a rabbit hole for the weekend. I'm kind of off this weekend. So I'm definitely going to be digging into SIAC volleyball, men's volleyball. I love to see the men's sports. Like, I know this is Queens of the Yard. But I love to see the men's sports and the co-ed sports that really give people an opportunity. Like, we're athletes. We do this thing. And we just don't have enough room to do it at the, D2 or D1 level. So any opportunity we can make, like, that's what HBCUs, that's what we do. We're going to make ourselves into a space. We're going to show you, like, this is our thing. You think that it's not. You didn't make it for us. You didn't leave room for us, but we're here. And I'm here for that. Fort Valley in the SI. What? Let me get the internet up. SIAC volleyball. Y'all ain't tell me I was going to have to color volleyball. I know that's right. And women's came up, but we got to get our kings out here, because we are here for the kings and the queens. Right. I was definitely, we have talked about the different gymnastics programs that have come through HBCUs. We had Howard, we had, who was it? Townsend. There were a couple of HBCU gymnastics teams that have, kind of gone on, but I ain't going to say like that's the nature of the beast, but we have seen that quite a few times where we start a program, or we're not to say late, but we, start a program recently and then not necessarily don't have the support, but we don't have the funding and the things that need to go along that come. Fisk is what it was. Fisk. Thank you so much. Fisk in Talladega. It wasn't Townsend. It was Fisk I was thinking about. Them up north, the up north schools. I was in the region. For gymnastics, but I would love to see that continue to grow. Auntie has a really amazing bowling team. So again, we look at the different sports, like there's more to HBCU sports than football and basketball. Don't get me wrong. Football, I'm a die-hard football fan. Die-hard football fan. I can watch football every day, all types of football, pro, Pop Warner, it don't matter. I can watch football, high school, it don't matter. I can watch all of the football in the world. But there are so many other programs out there that just show our athleticism and that showcase that we are athletes at every level of the game. Cross country, HBCU cross country ain't no joke. And that's not something that we look at a lot. But I'm going to tell you, WSSU got a beast of a cross country team and has for years. So as we get into, if nothing else, Queens of the Yard wants to showcase the big sports. We want to talk about things outside of basketball, outside of football, because these teams need support. They need to be watched. See, Tassan said Fort Valley, Ed Waters, Benedict, Central State, Morehouse, Lemoyne, I can't pronounce nothing. Lemoyne, Owen, and Kentucky State have men's volleyball programs in the SIAC. So let me write that down to talk about men's volleyball in the next episode, because that's definitely something I'm going to write down. Where's my pen and paper? Here's my little notepad. Because we're going to put that on the board, okay? We got to support all of those. Men's volleyball. And then I'm going to put soccer back on here. Co-ed soccer. Not even just men's soccer. But like I'm going to tell you, CIAA Virginia State, y'all got I was about to say condolences. Y'all got my shout outs because I was able to go to the CIAA Women's Soccer Championship at the CIAA up at Virginia State. That was the same weekend as the VUU. Who did VUU play that weekend? Virginia State. They played Virginia State that weekend. That weekend that they played them was also the same weekend as the CIAA soccer championship, and Virginia State men and women both won the soccer championship. So soccer is, again, something that I'm very plugged into. And then volleyball, what? Tassan, you on it, okay? Thank you so much. So we definitely make sure you're back here next week because we're going to be talking volleyball next week, okay? We're going to be talking volleyball. And I want to make sure to talk about all the sports that don't get all the shine. You have all the other podcasts, all the other media outlets that talk about all the other sports. We're going to talk about all the other ones, okay? Not the auxiliaries, but I mean, these sports are just as important as the big sports that bring in the revenue, that bring in the attendance. Oh, that's my link right there. Boom. I'm saving it right now. Put it in my bookmarks. Bet. There we go. I got it in there. Okay. Next week, you better be here, Tassan, because I'm talking about it. Thank you so much. So I want to make sure to showcase all of these teams because I do want to talk about them because they deserve the notoriety. They deserve the attention that we give to the other programs. Like last week, we talked about WSSU men, which are doing amazing right now. Shout out Coach Terry over at WSSU doing her thing with our team. I'm so excited about my alma mater, right? I can sit and talk a whole nother 20 minutes. I had a chance to go to the game last week, and I even took my boys. They have been to football games. They've been to homecomings, but they had never been to you'll have to just leave. Okay. We will, they had a chance to go to the basketball game. So they had a chance to be in games, even more than I had, because I hadn't been to Game Center too much over the last couple of years. When I was in school, it was during COVID. So we didn't have a bunch of like in-person things. And then as the seasons grew on, the last coach that we had before she moved over to the administrative side, because we still have Coach Lamonte. She's still there, and I'm really excited about the things that are going on in WSSU in general. We just got news that we're hiring an AD, which all the alumni is excited about, because we've been sitting around and patiently waiting to hear the announcement of the HBCU, or excuse me, a WSSU AD. We have our interim, and he's been doing amazing. Like, thank you for doing your job, and we are so excited that you're here, but definitely ready to have some settle. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's figure out what our strategy actually is. Sometimes when you have an interim person, it is like, this is just doing a job just enough, but let's see what happens when we settle. Like, what's our plan? What do we look like longevity wise? So I'm really excited about that. And WSSU women should absolutely be ranked. There is no reason we shouldn't be ranked. The only loss we had was that very first game that we had against A&T, a D1 program. So at the D2 level, we're completely undefeated. So we got 6 wins on the road, 4 wins at home, and they're on fire. Like, I've seen them in person, and they got me ready to buy a basketball goal and put it out in my driveway and shoot threes, because I'm telling you, them girls are on fire right now. And the energy that is happening, the things that are happening right now. Coach Cherry, absolutely CIAA 100%, CIAA Coach of the Year. And mind you, she was at VUU last year, like the last couple of years. So she didn't come into this program not winning. she was already doing well. They were in the, I want to say, semifinals or the last two. I think it was them and Fayetteville State, and in the championships for the CIAA last year, the 50th anniversary of the women's tournament. So I'm really on top of my game with Coach Terry. And if y'all didn't know, Coach Terry's husband is also the PA announcer for our football team. So I'm Team Terry, okay? I am Team Terry. I am so excited about the things that are going on in WSSU right now. Chancellor Brown came in and she had a plan. She had a strategy, and athletics was a big part of that. Like, there are so many things that are happening on campus. When I go on campus, there are so many things that are happening. We got the Adobe partnership. There, like, I could just listen. We got renovations happening. There's so much happening on campus. We got a new football coach in Tori Woodbury, who is a hometown guy. 2 CIAA championships under him back in the 2000s. So I'm really, really excited. Maya Charles has 5 double-doubles. Like, it is really excited for the Rams. Like, I'm a Ram and I'm excited about the athletics because, like I said, when I came in, it was just like, woo, we're number one in social mobility. Okay, our academics are on point. But what about our athletics? That I see the turn happening. I see the change happening for our athletic programs. And I'm really excited. Like I said, Crunch Country has been holding us down because they've been notoriously doing well. We have a golf program that is up and coming. So I'm really excited. Howard women are definitely doing good. Y'all make sure to follow Live for Hoops, LIVFORHOOPS. Because she's doing a drill down. And I even submitted some stuff like, I want to know more about Howard. I want to know more about Savannah State. I want to know more about Norfolk State. Like, I want to know more about some of these schools that have these really good programs that we just don't hear enough about. And like, our alumni needs to be pouring into the programs. That is how we're successful. Is like one of our mottos at WSSU is enter to learn and depart to serve. And we all need to take that approach. We all need to depart to serve. We all need to put back into our athletic programs because those are the things that bring revenue into our school, the things that bring notoriety into our school. So I'm really, really excited about the different things that are happening across the board for HBCU sports right now. Woo! I feel like I've been yelling. I feel like Josh over at HBCU Nightly. I've been yelling. But there are so many things happening at HBCU sports right now. So let's jump over to our schedule. So men's basketball, who do we have playing tonight? Coming up, we have Morgan State. Playing LMU. Who the hell is LMU? Y'all can correct me in the chat. California. And then we got FAMU playing Georgia Tech on the 28th. We got Norfolk State playing Louisiana. We got Central playing Penn State. I would like to see that game. I got some Penn State friends, and I would love to see how they pair up against Central and Coach Moten over at Central. And then we have Southern playing Illinois. We have UM of Maryland playing Copen State. Somebody tell me how to say that in the chat. Lincoln Memorial, LaLoya Marymount. LaLoya Marymount. Yes, correct me, because y'all know I'm new to this, okay? I'm new to this. Y'all know that. And then on the women's side, what do we have? Let's go to women's basketball. I know we play, WSSU played the 31st. Our men played the 31st, and our women play on the 2nd. We have Copen State. Yeah, I can't ever get that right. Plays George Washington on Sunday. Alcorn plays Ole Miss on Sunday. I would love for them to beat their ass. Alabama State playing LSU. On Sunday, it's a bunch of games on Sunday. Tuskegee plays Savannah State. That's another one I'm looking out for. Howard against Army West Point on Monday at 1. So we got to be sure to catch that game. Delaware State is playing. My beloved Jackson State is playing Auburn on the Monday at 2:30. Woo, we got some games, okay? We got some games. It is some games happening. So I'm just really excited. I'm excited to see that Bluefield State Firm game. Bluefield State has a pretty decent squad that I'm ready to see. Coppin. Speaking of the HBCU Game Day app, make sure you download that. Like, HBCU Game Day needs to be your like central source for HBCU sports and all things to HBCU, really, because we cover so many things in the HBCU space. But there's an app, so I need y'all to go ahead. I'm gonna give a moment for you to go out to your app store and download HBCU Game Day. Do 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 do. One of my dreams is to be on Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. Jeopardy was created the year I was born, 1983. Alex Trebek is one of my favorite personalities of all time. Alex Trebek passed away from pancreatic cancer, which is the same cancer that took my grandmother from me. So I really want y'all to support Jeopardy. And then one day I'm going to be on Jeopardy, okay? I might not know every detail of HBCU sports, but I know all of the facts about everything. So I'm going to be on Jeopardy one day. You heard it here first, okay? But definitely make sure you download the HBCU Game Day app, right? Download that and keep up with us. All the stories are there. All the breaking news is there. All the games are there. Everything. Speaking of games, we're going to talk about attendance. And you know that Queens of the Yard exists primarily because we want to see cheeks in the seats. Okay? I want to see people in the stands. I want people to participate in the things that are HBCU. So I love HBCU sports, but I love them from an experience perspective. Everybody's not an athlete. Okay? Not speaking for myself because I'm an athlete, but speaking for everyone else, these are things for families to take part in, for your friends to invite your friends to. HBCU football attendance for 2025, Jackson State tops the FCS again. Okay. So we average 28,733 fans per game. Jackson State Tigers finished number one at the vet, okay, nationally, outdrawing every other program in the subdivision and setting the pace for what it looks like. It means something to put cheeks in the seats at an HBCU game. And that's just what it is. We don't want these athletes coming from across the country, all over the place, dodging the transfer portal to play to empty stadiums. We want you in the seats. We have vendors at every stadium. We have food vendors, food trucks, local businesses that participate in these things that need your support. So it's so important for us as alumni, for us as fans to be there. At number 3, nationally, Southern Jaguars averaged 22,000 despite enduring some challenges during 2025. They finished 2-10 overall and went 0-5 at home, but still showed up. The fans still showed up at Southern, okay? They still showed up because there's so many other things. At Southern, you get the band, right? You get the band. Oh my God, cheeks in the seats. You heard it here first. Cheeks in the seats. We need that on the Queens of the Yard t-shirt. It'll be coming to you. Okay? Cheeks in the seats. We believe in that. Let's get back to where I was. Just 2 spots behind Norfolk State. Our Spartans, behold the gold. Okay? Behold the green and gold. Don't let me get it wrong. Checked in at number 5 with an average of 21,000 per game. So they have their own set of circumstances. They didn't do the greatest this year, but I'm gonna tell you, their fans was there, especially with the surge of Mike Vick being there. Mark is the brother. Mike Vick being there, and people want to see what's going on. You go to these games and you definitely feel the energy and you take that energy home. You take it for the week. I'm pumped up on Wednesday from the game Saturday. right? And then I have 2 boys. And they're excited about going to HBCUs because they come to these games. So we think about the legacy that we create by a simple ticket purchase. Okay, get those season tickets. Those season tickets aren't more than $250. You can spare that. I can spend $250 in a weekend. So you can spend $250 to get reserved seats at your collegiate stadium to support your team. If you can't go, send your neighbors, send your cousins. Think about all the people who would have the opportunity, but they just don't. They just don't go. But we have to have the opportunity to go. It was so much fun. The boys had so much fun. I didn't even know how into basketball they were. What's up, Sophia? You see it. You see it. You see me. But that's the legacy that I want to put. Like, my parents, they were military, and that's what I did after high school. I followed what my parents did. So I've had the opportunity to build an HBCU legacy in my own family. I have 2 sons that have the opportunity to go to HBCUs, and then their friends that come with us to the games. Jackson had a couple of friends, 2-3 games this season that they were able to come to watch SSU football. And one was like, forget the football, the Red Sea of sound. I want to play the trumpet, right? Like, we create legacy. And then you see the different vendors around the site. Like, we're creating entrepreneurs. I got to meet so many different vendors that are completely dedicated to Loyal Royalties, who makes our Queens of the Yard sweatshirts. Make sure you go to loyalroyalties.com and get a Queens of the Yard sweatshirt. You can get it in any style. You get a t-shirt, you get a crop top, you get a crew neck, you get a hoodie. You can get all of those, and it is unisex. So it's not all girly, okay? We wanted to make something that supported us as a legacy. This isn't just about me. It wasn't just simply about me to go to an HBCU. This is about my children going to an HBCU. This is about my kids. I'm lucky because my son is into racing. He's so into cars. So the fact that we have a motorsports program is very, very, you gotta hit the gym before you get baby, no, you don't. I ain't hit no gym. My belly was all out of my crop top. Nobody even cares, okay? Body positivity over here. You ain't need to hit no gym if you want a crop top. And if you don't hit the gym, that's okay, because we got crew necks, we got full-length t-shirts. You got all the things that you can get over at Loyal Royalties, who, again, is a vendor for WSSU, one of the verified vendors for WSSU and all of the HBCUs here in North Carolina. They're a verified vendor for Fayetteville State, for Johnson C. Smith, for North Carolina A&T. So they are definitely have their presence here. So we don't take it lightly who we support and who supports us, right? We want to make sure that you have your checks and balances, you have the trademark rights to be able to do these things, because this is a business and we have to be doing the business the right way. We didn't get all this accreditation. We didn't do all of these things to become valid, to be doing some invalid work. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So y'all make sure to support Loyal Royalties, okay? Because they, again, put back into, it is amazing to be able to represent your HBCU in the style. I love rhinestones. Today, obviously, I'm in Jackson State, but rhinestones are my jam. But one thing that we want to make sure to do is support the vendors that do the work, that take the time and pay the money, because it's not cheap to get that trademark. Right? It's not cheap to get the rights to be able to produce for our schools. And they are representing our schools in a way that our schools have signed off for. So I'm a big proponent of supporting the vendors that support our schools. So again, make sure to support Loyal Royalties. Okay? Y'all better go over there and get y'all a Queens of the Yard sweatshirt. And I want to see it. I want to see your Queens of the Yard sweatshirt. I know I'm going to get some Jackson State sweatshirts here soon. Who else we got? We got Collegiate Lux. I'm not really gonna shout them out because I sent them a letter because they have me on their advertising, but they didn't approve it. So Collegiate Lux, we coming for you. But make sure that you support the vendors at your schools because these are the local businesses. These are their children are coming to our schools. They are making content, making products that support our schools, that advertise and market for our schools. You put on a Jackson State. When I go to Lowe's, I live in Gibsonville, North Carolina. Okay, home of no, we're not talking about the money, but with the money gotta come. The money gotta come. Tell them, Alonzo, I want that money. Okay, because I'm here talking about the amazing thing that Collegiate Lux is doing, and y'all got my face. Y'all using my face for marketing. We want to see that back, okay? But I live right on the backside of Elon University. Y'all know Elon is CAA, part of the same conference that North Carolina A&T is in, the Phoenix, okay? So when I go to Lowe's, my competition is Elon, is A&T, is the ones that they're familiar with. So when I walk into Lowe's in my WSSU shirt, they're like, oh, what's WSSU? Winston-Salem State. You know, it's a city over, okay? And it starts these conversations. And then it gives the opportunity for these kids that don't see themselves at these other programs that are like, you know what? I do see myself there though. She's someone that I see that I could be like, you know what I mean? I see myself in her. And that brings revenue to our school. That brings attendance to our school. That brings admission to our school. And that gives ourselves the opportunity to continue to grow our programs, right? I'm an interdisciplinary studies graduate with a focus in justice studies. That I am a huge proponent of transfer students. For those that have worked in corporate their whole lives or are military their whole lives and have the opportunity to say, I want to be a part of an HBCU, but I don't know where to go. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to do engineering. I don't want to do that. Well, guess what? There are other HBCUs that do this thing. So I want to create that sense of familiarity. Those people who are cashing out, those young kids that are in high school that are ringing me up every week, week to week, they're going to see my Winston-Salem State jersey every single time I walk in there. When I go to my son's school to participate, they're going to see that Winston-Salem State. So it's not going to be a surprise to them. I didn't learn about Winston-Salem State till I was in my 30s. These kids are learning about it in elementary school. Every single kid in my kids' class knows that I went to Winston-Salem State, and they know that they have the opportunity to go to Winston-Salem State. So it's bigger than me, right? It's bigger than just wearing a jersey because they want to see themselves in someone, you know what? Jackson's mom went to Winston-Salem State. I could do that. Or the teacher that is like, you know what? I went to, a school and I want a master's in education. Winston-Salem State has a master's in arts in education from birth to all the way to high school, to special education, to health education. And they wouldn't know these. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Gain Sportswear. Gain Sportswear is a huge supporter of our podcast. The Symphony of Soul at Bowie State. Y'all make sure hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. Share this with your friends. Tell your friends about me, okay? Because I'm going to tell my friends about you. And if you have a thing going, if you're doing a thing, if you're supporting HBCUs, we're going to talk about that here on HBCU Game Day and at Queens of the Yard. This is Queens of the Yard, but mind you, it's a yard, okay? It's all of us here. All of us here. What's up, Karan? All right, you guys, it's 5:00. We rounded down. We wound down. I want you guys to have a happy new year. Do we have another episode before the new year? I think it'll be New Year's Day-ish, day after New Year's before we come back. But I want you guys to be safe, okay? Make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe, all of the things. Make sure you comment from week to week. Make sure you follow on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Queens OT Yard Pod. Okay, Queens OTR Pod, come over there and talk to me. Share me the news. Share me the things that we're going to talk about. Next week, we're talking all about men's volleyball. I didn't even know men's volleyball was a thing. Oh, Ray Ray's on! What's up, Aurelia? Shout out. Okay, let's take a moment to shout out Johnson C. Smith at Edwin McGirt Stadium with the best sound system I have ever heard in college football. Okay? And I'm a college football nerd. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all what. I got my associates, all of my associates programs from Mississippi State University. That's where I got all my credits from for my associates. I was in the military at the time, and we had the opportunity to do our, it's called DFAS, like our college classes for I have a associates in military science, right? So we're talking about SEC, D1, Mississippi State University. And I've heard tons of collegiate stadiums. I've been to, I ain't even going to name all the places. I've been to NFL stadiums. JCSU recently got a new sound system, and it is nice. It is nice. From the sound itself to the band, to the DJ, to the announcers, to the refs. I'm a whore, okay, for the ref mics. If your ref mics are trash, I don't want to hear nothing. None of the plays matter if your ref mics are trash. And Johnson C. Smith has the best sound system that I have ever heard. So y'all heard it here first. Okay, Beyonce needs to come perform at McGirt because there is no better sound system in collegiate ball. Okay, shout out to Aurelia Washington, SID down at Johnson C. Smith for joining in. We thank you so much. Have been lying about it since then, and they're having an argument in there. I'm definitely gonna be at CIAA. I've been at CIAA the last 2 years. This will be year number 3 for me, and I will be there. I will absolutely be there. And anywhere that I am, y'all make sure to pull up on me. I am not shy. I am not weird. Walk up to me and say, "Hey, Sheena, I am blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah." Like, I want to know who you are. I want to meet you. I want to know who you are and where you're from. I want to support your program. Definitely holler at me, okay? Hold on, we got some new comments. And definitely shout out to JCSU President Dr. Valerie Kinlock. Very, very amazing work down there at Johnson C. Smith. I'm really excited for their football season this year. Coach Maurice Flowers has done some amazing things with the program this year. And I'm really excited. Make sure you catch HBCU Games Day Brick by Brick series, the documentary that was done on JCSU this year. I've learned so much. Aurelia, the SID, has a really, really good podcast with Coach Flowers. I can't say enough about Johnson C. Smith. I am a fan, and y'all know I'm a fan. Y'all know it's all love for Sheeta up here. I love you guys down there at Johnson C. Smith. Y'all be getting me to Charlotte, and I don't even be wanting to come to Charlotte. But if Johnson C. Smith called me, I am there, okay? I'm going to be there. One, because that sound system is booming. Booming. It is like a Mississippi car show down there. You have not heard quality sound until you have heard Johnson C. Smith sound, okay? So, I'm going to see y'all next week. Make sure to hit me up, 10 to 2 on all the platforms. Queens of the Yard on all the platforms. Enough said about Smith. Okay, WSSU Ram Nation. I know it's a little bit of rivalry there. I know. But I'm going to see y'all next week. Y'all have a happy new year. Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. I'm going to see y'all. I'll be at the games. I'll be at the things. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.